Hi, this is Dreama, and today we are doing a client reading. And as always, I know the name of the client, they know their name, but I won't be saying it in this video. Now, today's reading is a 3-question client reading, and we're going to be using the Tarot of Dreams, one of my favorite decks. I connect really well with it. And I've already shuffled the cards quite a bit before I turn the camera on, and that's just mainly because I want to make sure I have enough time to explain all the cards in detail. And my camera only records for about 10 minutes and then it just kind of quits. So I want to make sure that I have enough time to go through all the cards. Today we're going to be using a 9-card spread. Okay, I'm going to move the camera back just a little bit. Okay. It's going to be for, like I said, a 3-question reading. And these top 3 cards will actually be the first question, the center, the second, and the bottom row will be the 3rd question. Now, the first question the client has this is more of a relationship reading, okay? And the client wants to know how this other person may be thinking about them at this time. So we're going to go ahead and turn over the first 3 cards. We have the 4 of Swords, and the 2 of Coins, and lastly, the King of Swords. Okay, I'm going to start with the 4 of Swords. Now, this is an interesting card because as it relates to how this person is thinking about them at this time. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a person that is lying down. There's swords in their feet and one under them. You know, what I'm getting from this card is that it looks like there's a lot going on with this person right now. You know, what I'm seeing is that this person, like I said, is kind of laying down, but they're kind of over and underneath are swords for them. And what I'm getting is kind of like solitude, like this person has kind of put themselves in a cocoon. They're kind of wrapped in these swords for some sort of self-preservation. So what I'm getting is they are thinking of the client, but this is something that they are doing within themselves, and it's a very solitude place that they're at right now. Okay, and then we have the 2 of Coins. Now, this is interesting because I'm not sure how well you can see, but there is a man and he's holding his hands out, and there are 2 coins, one on each side. And what I'm getting from this, to me, this is about, as you can see, he holds his hand out and there are 2, one on each side. This tells me that this person is thinking about the client, but it seems to be there's some sort of choice that they need to make, and they know it. And this is something that to them is an obstacle, okay? And lastly, we have the King of Swords, okay? Now, this is an interesting card. It's a very powerful card. I'm not sure if you can tell, but he's kind of surrounded himself with swords. And to me, what I'm getting from this card is that this is about power. This person is thinking right now that there's someone in their life that holds the power. It's not them, okay? It looks as though they are thinking of the client, but there are obstacles and choices that this person must make. I do think that they feel very deeply for the client. This is causing them actually quite a bit of problems in their lives. But they are keeping them to themselves. It's a very solitude thing, okay? All right, now the second question the client had is that these 2 people were together, and this person left suddenly. And the client would like to know, is there something that they did wrong, or what was wrong with them, or what was the reason that this person left, okay? And we have the 9 of Cups, And we have the Two of Cups and the Three of Coins. I'm going to start with the Three of Coins. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but there are 2 coins above and 1 there. Now, what this tells me about the reasons for leaving is, I don't really see that this had anything to do with what the client may have done wrong. What I'm seeing is that this person actually, was more into, they're really focused on this one thing. There's something in their life that they are extremely focused on. And I believe it has something to do with this choice up here. And whatever it is that they're really focused on, then it's something that they have to work very hard at, okay? And whatever the reason was they left, it didn't have to do with what the client did wrong. It had to do with the person, okay? And next we have the Two of Cups. Now, this is an interesting card as it relates to the question, because actually it's a really good card. There's nothing bad about the Two of Cups. And what I'm getting from this card is that this person knew that there was some sort of unity between the client and the person, okay? However, they also knew that there was a choice that had to be made, and they're keeping this all to themselves. Someone else has power over them, and I really believe that that had something to do with this person actually walking away, because they knew there was a very strong connection that these two people had between the client and the person. For some reason, someone else has power over them, and whoever that person is, I believe, is causing them fear. That's what I'm getting, fear, okay? And lastly, we have the Nine of Cups. Now, this is actually a really good card. It's a card about abundance and good things, okay? And what I'm getting from this card is that, this person really felt that in order for everything to be right, that they needed to leave, okay? And despite how they felt, they needed to leave in order for things to be good. This is what this card is about, goodness. And I believe they convinced themselves that the only way for things to be good for everyone is to walk away, because there is a person in their life that has power over them, and they are fearful of this person, okay? All right, and last, the question is, will the client and this person ever see each other again, and if so, when? Now, when is a good question. The problem with when, the cards are not going to give me a date or a month. They may give me a time of the season, if we're lucky, okay? That's about all we're going to get. All right, and we have the Fool, and we have the Seven of Swords, and the Page. Okay. I'm going to start with the Page. Now, this is an interesting card. It's the Page of Cups, and how this relates to if you ever see each other again. Now, I don't see a time of the year, but I do see this card in the center. It's very dark. So what that tells me, it'll be a dark time of year, the darkest time of the year, okay, which to me would indicate winter, okay. Now, the Page of Cups actually, as far as when, doesn't really help us as far as when. The only thing it does tell me is that I really believe that you will, the client, get some news as to when this person may want to see you. This card is all about sneaking. When this person does see you, it will be under the covers. They will be sneaking to do it. He's sneaking away, okay? And lastly, we have the Fool. Now, the Fool is not always a bad card. It just means that this person will take foolish risks, okay, because of this person with power to see the client. That does conclude my reading. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me. I do hope to see you all again.